Alright. I guess we just go from top to bottom. Let's just go from top to bottom, I suppose. Just a random order from top to bottom here. This tier list, I mean, this will be just my personal experience and my opinion and my, as I said, my personal experience with these Donians. My personal experience with the Donians. We're gonna, oops. Algetar Academy. I mean, as you could see, I was literally just in one of these dungeons. I was literally just in an Algetar Academy. And you know why? Because it's S tier. Because it's fucking S tier, that's why. Love this dungeon. Love this dungeon. I think this is the dungeon that for sure the most fun in this expansion, or? I don't know. Maybe not. We'll get there. Definitely S tier. Definitely S tier, man. Nah, it's not only the numbers, right? So what this dungeon has, it has, think about it. It has the tree boss. The tree boss is cool, you know, you have to play the bleed, you have to kill some ads, you can play it good with funneling, and the bird boss, you can line up your thundering, and like game it, you know, gain some big damage, like 700k eviscerates on the boss. It's multiple routes, you can like mix up your routes, you can like do a lot of cool stuff in the academy. Plus, it's like World of Warcraft Harry Potter. It's like Harry Potter Hogwarts for dragons. Algetar, it's Dragon Hogwarts. I like it. S tier. For sure. And Asker Vault. I mean, I don't know about the Asker Vault, guys. I'm gonna be straight up honest. You know, I'm leaning towards somewhere here, yeah? I'm definitely leaning towards somewhere here. I'm leaning towards... Think about it. Think about it. First boss in Asher Vault sucks. Second boss in Asher Vault sucks. Third boss in Asher Vault sucks. Fourth boss in Asher Vault sucks. The trash in Asher Vault sucks. This is abysmal tier. Abysmal. Abysmal tier. Worst dungeon for now. Maybe someone will join it. Let's do this one later. Court of Stars. Court of Stars. You know, I might have a controversial opinion on this one because there's so many people that say that, oh, Court of Stars, Kroggers. I love Court of Stars. But like, this dungeon, it's not that good, or? It's just not that good. It's just not very interesting. Like, this dungeon is just not very interesting, in my opinion. I think I'm gonna have to put it in C or D. Like, first boss has one mechanic. Second boss has one mechanic. Everything is just face roll. And you just play like a lot of single target pulls all the time. And like mini mobs. I don't know, it's just not a very interesting dungeon, this. Like, you can't do... It might be D for now. I think I'm gonna put it in D tier. Oh, Freehold. I think I have the same opinion here. I don't know. I think this is slightly controversial, but I don't think Freehold is above C or B. I don't think it's above B or C, dude. I don't think it's above this. Because, sure you can do like a lot of big pulls because the mobs don't do anything in this dungeon. But think about the bosses for a second in Freehold. Think about the bosses. Nah, let's leave it. Just think about the bosses for a second. First boss randomly one-shots you.
GG.
Second boss, you get barreled. Second boss, you get barreled and you die. It went on me instead, dude. What the fuck?
But this bad, bro.
Oh god.
Oh no. What?
Guys, where the fuck I am? Third boss, he does a mega sharknado all the time and melee can't play the game. Fourth boss, you just randomly get one shot. But actually, you know, the sabers. Like, is this it? Every boss just sucks in this dungeon. Like, all the bosses are just awful. But outside of the bosses, it's a good dungeon. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like, that's why I want to put it like, I don't know. Like, fortified is a free. I mean, free is a fortified key. Agree. Like the trash mobs in these dungeons are good. I think it's just the bosses that are like abysmal. Abysmal bosses in this dungeon. I don't know. I think I'm gonna put it in B. Potentially C. Let's leave it at B. I leave it at B. Alright, leave it at B. Rogue has no issue with third boss tornado, that's true. But I'm speaking from a general perspective here. Halls of Infusion. Wait, let's... Halls of Infusion. What just happened? My screen flickered. Easy S. You sure? Okay, think about it. First, actually, all of the trash mobs all the way up until first boss requires you to permanently kick them because they're perma-spam casting Demo Roar. And they also have this orb that fucking roots you and beams you. Make a new tier. No, that's this one. I think... but the thing is, I think the trash up until, like, it's just all the way up to first boss is just so bad. Like, it's just all the way up to first boss is so bad. But after that, I feel like if they just fix the things up to first boss, I think it's better. The last boss is very bad though, I think. It's... I don't know, I think... Actually, maybe Court should be one higher. Maybe Court should be C. I'm starting to think Court should be C. Yeah, I think this makes more sense. Because this is worse. Currently. It's... I don't dislike this as much as Asher Vault, because it has potential. You have to take into account that it's not properly tuned yet, right? You have to kind of look over the fact that some things are just overtuned or bugged, and just look at a bigger picture. Just look at a bigger picture. I think it's still better than Vault. It's still gonna suck, that's why it's in D. Halls of Valor. Now, this is a key that... Like, I think the key itself ain't that bad, but it's just so long. You know, it's like you're watching a Snyder's cut of a dungeon. You're playing M+ Snyder's cut in Halls of Valor. You know? I think... I don't know, I have some, like... I don't dislike Halls of Valor. I don't dislike this dungeon, but it's just so long, and it's so hard to pug. But I think in general, like, Halls on Court... I think they're both C. I think it's a C tier. It's, yeah, no spawn points is also a thing, yes. If they fix like a spawn point and stuff, like, I don't know, I don't dislike halls too much. I think it has its moments. It's not a bad dungeon in general. It's just very long, no spawn points. But I think, like, mechanically the dungeon is fine. Neltharion's Lair. I think it might... Do I even need to explain this? I think it's abysmal. Say, dude... Do you even know? It's either D or abysmal. Do you know the mechanics of the bosses in this dungeon? Like, What? Pelters? No. Rockmora Shatter. Stop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Last seconds.
Det var det.
Pelters. Pre-move! What? Boss jumping underground. Oh, fuck off. Pre-moving avalanches on breaker mobs. Dog lurkers jumping away, resetting threat. Dominator mobs towards the end, just killing everyone. Ah, bro, like this is not a good dungeon. Pelters are still the same, yeah. They just kill people. And they never tuned it. They never fixed it, the Pelters to not be mega overtuned. I think Netherons might end up at a D tier for now. I don't know. I think it might be D tier. Yeah. It's D tier for now. Neltharus. The other Nelth. Nelth 2.0. Nelth 2.0. Worst tier list ever made. You were wrong. This is just 100% factual based tier list. Neltharus. The thing is, I think like most mobs in these dungeons are fine. It's just they do a lot of random damage to people. Like the hunters, you get a lot of random bleeds that basically almost one-shot you. The bosses are not very melee friendly at all. The bosses are not very melee friendly at all. Yeah. I don't like this dungeon in its current way. Like, it's just very, very hard to play. Abysmal bosses, yeah. It really has this. Not melee friendly equals abysmal. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Pretty based, yeah. Abysmal. Nah, you're right. Abysmal. This dungeon is abysmal. You're right. It is actually abysmal tier. Not good offensive. I kind of like not good. Anyone else? I kind of like this dungeon. I think it's above Freehold for sure. But this thing, not good suffers from the same issue Hov does. It's just a Snyder's Cut dungeon, yeah. It's just a Snyder's Cut dungeon. It's just so long. If it wasn't so goddamn long, dude. If it wasn't so goddamn long. Plus dragon riding disease.
Ah!
You just have one less kick and now you
No.
do pack of two.
I am braced.
I think I will put it in A. Because like, if you don't consider the fact that you can fall asleep, I think it's a fine dungeon. You can't do interesting pulls or routes. You can do very big pulls in this a lot of places in Nokked if you want to. If you want to. Like the second boss area or third boss area, I mean. I think the dungeon itself is better than Freehold. I think it's better than Freehold. Ruby life pools though. Now this is Ruby life pools. Yeah. Let's think about it for a while. First trash segment. It has this big mob. It has this shield mobs that you have to interrupt. The AoE boom bang guys that does the shield, the Terra Sentries, whatever they're called. It's kind of fine. Like the trash mobs are kind of interesting. They're fine. Up until the first boss. The first boss is fine as well, I think. Is this boss even, I mean, dungeon even that bad? Shroud is not needed. You don't need Shroud in this dungeon. You can just pre-invis pot. I don't know. I think this dungeon is not that bad. It's just very hard for pugs. I think the dungeon in itself is not bad. Like, it's just very hard to play for pugs. I think it's actually a fine dungeon. Unironically. I don't mind it. I think the last boss is the worst part of the dungeon. I think the last boss is probably just the worst part of the dungeon though. It might end up B. I think it's a B. I think Ruby's a B tier. I think it's B. Shadow Moon Burial Grounds. Ah, dude, I'm really tempted to just send this down straight to Abysmal tier. I'm really just down. I'm really down to just send it straight into the pits of hell. Actually, just straight down into the pits, this dungeon. Like, this dungeon has no redemption. This dungeon has no redemption. Think about it. Think about it for a second, okay? Think about it. First boss spawns this ad that you have to run away and just fucking kill for fun. It has... No, I'm just gonna, like, explain my thoughts and why I decided to put it in Abysmal tier, because... Okay, think. After first boss, what happens? Dominators that send their pets on you and one-shot you. They have Dominators send their pets on you and one-shot you for fun. There's Bone Maw.
I'm literally on the edge here. Otherwise it's fucking unplayable. So cringe. Whoa, dude, what?
Say less. Last boss also is horrible. First boss horrible. Second boss has no mechanics. It's abysmal. Temple of the Jade Serpent. This is a dungeon I actually kinda enjoy. I'm leaning towards A or S on Temple, actually. Kinda like Temple. I think it's a good dungeon, like, for its time as well. Like, for its time, like, it was a very good dungeon as well, like... It is very straightforward, you don't really mix up the routes too much, but I think the dungeon in itself is kinda... -1 tier for Curse Dispel mandatory? Yeah. True, I guess, but I mean, a lot of classes have that, though. I think I'll put it at A, actually. I think it's A tier. It's definitely not Academy tier, bro. Underrot. Nah, that's Uldaman. Wait, let me think about Uldaman for a second. Let's just think about the bosses in Uldaman. The bosses in Uldaman, what do they do again? First boss is very weird. It just jumps away. It just jumps away up into the air and like fly. Actually, the first boss, I don't like the first boss. The second boss, wait, who's the second boss? The troll boss. The troll boss is kind of fine. The troll boss is kind of fine, I think. I think that it spawns a little bit too many ads. I think it spawns a little bit too many ads, too many casters, the troll boss. So, if they would just nerf how many ads spawn, maybe it's better. But the troll boss is fine. The third boss, which one is the third boss? Wait, there's the stun boss. The stun boss is fine. It's kind of interesting, I guess. It's not that interesting, to be honest. It's not really anything special. It's like whatever boss. And the flame boss, absolutely horrible. What? You guys are talking about the first boss being annoying? The boss with the flame dude that shoots out balls from the statues that you barely see because the room is so bright. And they have like the worst visual. That boss is the sand boss. You mean the last boss? Nah, I think the last boss is kind of fun. It's just a little bit overtuned. I kind of like the last boss. It's just very overtuned. I think the boss itself is fine. But it does little bit too many damages. I don't know. I think it's also like a lot. I don't know. I kind of don't mind this dungeon too much. I think it might be C. I think it's D. I think it's D. I'm leaning towards D. It's a D tier. I think it's fair. D for dog shit, but not abysmal. D for dog shit, but not abysmal. It has potential. More potential than some of the other ones. Underrot. Is Underrot a good dungeon? I'm trying to think here. Is Underrot good? Wait. First trash segment is fine. You have to stop the guy in the middle, the big voodoo helm. You have to stop the big voodoo helm. Yeah, the first boss kind of doesn't do anything. First boss is kind of fun. You have to dodge, you have to interrupt, sure. Second boss, second boss is definitely... Second boss of Androth is not a good boss. Second boss is not a good boss. Like, there's just too many worms spawning. Or too many maggots you have to stomp. There's too many maggots you have to stomp. Third boss is kind of fun. I like third boss. Third boss is not bad. I think all the trash mobs in this dungeon are fine as well. Yeah, I think it's an A tier dungeon. I think it's A. I don't know, not S tier. I don't mind it. I think it's actually might be B. Nah, is it A? I think it's A. Vortex Pinnacle. I'll have to rate this based on like time walking or something, because I don't remember ever. Because it's not out yet, so I cannot rate it based on M+. So I'm rating this based on time walking and current time walking. Current experience with this dungeon is that it's... I think current experience with this would put it in abysmal. But I don't know what they will do to this dungeon. But current experience tells me abysmal. I don't know what they will do to this dungeon, but I really don't like it right now. Based like in the time walking runs I've done in this dungeon, it just didn't it didn't click, so to speak. It didn't click at all. It didn't tickle my belly in a good way. And a Brackenite Hollow. Where do we put the Bracken Hive? Season 3 2 hat in a bit. 3 season 2 dungeons. 3? There's only 2. Brackenhide. Let's think about Brackenhide. Let's just think about Brackenhide for a second. You just run to the cages, you save some guys. The mobs don't even do all too much. I think if they just need to tune the guys that puts the bleeds on you. Like the bleeds and stuff and the bites and stuff, they're way too overtuned right now. Like the bleeds and like there's just some mobs in this dungeon that are very, very overtuned right now. And very melee unfriendly. They just bite you. They just bite you in melee and you die. But I swear, if they just fix the fact that you can't hit the last boss totems, the first boss totem with spells, if they just fix the totems... Oh, I killed this totem, I guess.
On CD, literally on CD.
Boom. Oh.
I don't like pussing.
I-beam doesn't hit it. Deathsweep probably doesn't hit it either. Nope, it doesn't! Which they will. They will fix the totems. There's no way they won't. I think first boss is kind of fun. Like the first boss is a bit weird right now because you need like 2 magic spells or something, and you can't kill the totem fast. I mean, maybe you don't need 2. Maybe you only need 1. I don't know. First boss is kind of fun actually. Second boss. Wait, who's the second boss? The tree boss. The tree boss is kind of weird. I don't even know how that boss works. He eats the tank, does a frontal, and gains a shield. I don't know. It seems like a fine boss. Doesn't really do a lot. I don't know. Same with the hyena boss. Actually, the hyena boss needs some more mechanic or something. That boss does nothing. He's literally AFK. Then we have the gauntlet. If you want to play the gauntlet route, they definitely need to nerf the little piss mobs that spawn all the time. But I don't even think Brackenite is a bad dungeon, dude. I think it's fine. C. I think it ends up at C. C or B. Maybe C. Yeah, it's at C. Brackenite is a C tier. Brackenite is a C tier. And I think that concludes it.